Hello, Wake Up New Zealand, Cara Saker speaking. Stakeholder capitalism. That's where your freedom is totally at stake. Free market enterprise is your freedom to choose innovation, growth, creativity, unlimited government interruption in the economy. So it gives people the opportunity to grow. You have small businesses that support their workers, help them to grow, where they can go, those workers then can go off and they can actually have businesses of their own. They support their workers. So it's very local. I call it localization, the free market economy, supporting your local businesses, small businesses in New Zealand, the farming community. That's what that's about. But the free market economy is actually being very targeted right now, and it has been over the last few years. And this is all about the ESG system, where this has given a window of opportunity, a huge window of opportunity for the socialist elite funding system. So they can just keep on accelerating, expanding from country to country, transnational corporations, etc., with the help of philanthropists like Gates, Rothschilds, etc., etc., etc. So the World Economic Forum and its global shapers to transform the world, to shift people's thinking, what they buy, what services they use, how they treat their family members, the disruption of families, the targeting of Christianity, and the supporting of radical minority groups such as the radical LGBT1 plus movements worldwide, globally, regionally, nationally, and locally. We've had this in Auckland. So the Economic Forum, the Davos occult, the global elite puppets are the UN nation states, the NGOs, their academics. It goes on and on and on. And so you've got the cultural Marxism that's all part of that. And that's not just one layered. You say cultural Marxism. It's multi-layered. It's very complex. A lot of people buy into it because they think, oh, this is really good. They really care about the worker, until they really find out what is going on there. It's about divide and conquer, separate people, destroy families, target Christianity. This is stakeholder capitalism. And the flow of wealth through the ESG, socialist elite funding system. So we have this in New Zealand and it's worldwide now. So Klaus Schwab, he's had his name in high political places for the last 5 decades at least, early 1970s. He was in bed with global leaders. He's been in touch with, he's known global elite for a very long time. So he's not just new kid on the block. He's been going on forever, and his baby is stakeholder capitalism. And his goal is where he is now, and he's living his goal, stakeholder corporations worldwide. And he and the UN actually introduced the ESG scoring in 2005. To bring about the socialist elite funding system. So the politicizing of the flow of funds worldwide, ensuring the development of corporate behavior credit scores, which is really a Ponzi scheme. So the WEF has its International Business Council, and that is all about programming, shaping the future of investing through stakeholder capitalism, through asset management funding like BlackRock with its 10 trillion or so it manages. in asset funds, pension funds, insurance companies. Just to drive consensus on investment is a reform globally of socialist elite funding flow. So the linking of woke, non-financial criteria, such as greenhouse gases, LGBT, cultural Marxism, etc., inclusiveness, equity, equality, gender equality, and all that shit, is all part of the woke. And that is all part of the socialist elite funding system of ESGs. So that provides an avenue for the global elite to flourish. So they embrace it. So you've got CEOs of asset management such as BlackRock, the world's largest, over $10 trillion worth of funds that they manage. They manage funds in New Zealand too, Kiwi Bank, probably other funds as well. But they were a significant supporter of the Great Reset, and gender diversity and inclusiveness played a significant role at the Paris Accord all those years back, with the ecological sensitivity, the global politicization of economies worldwide. So the politically wealthy elite being favoured by governments worldwide, and the misallocation of resources. So we're talking about a socialist occult, the Davis socialist occult. The elite merges with different companies that collaborate with authoritarian governments, such as New Zealand. So 5 decades ago, Milton Friedman, he warned against what was called CSRs. Now, this is like your ESGs, corporate social responsibility. And that's stakeholder capitalism too. So he said that few trends could so thoroughly undermine the very foundations of our free society as the acceptance of corporate officials. So he warned against the corporate officials. So elite socialism, stakeholder capitalism, deliberately destroying innovation, creativity, the growth within nation countries, the freedom to choose, the freedom of service, of consumption, etc. That's what free market economy is. Stakeholder capitalism is your freedom is at serious stake. So UN member states, UN authoritarian governments with overpowering citizen restrictive policies. This is what's going on. See what's happening with the farmers, etc., etc. And it will go on and on and on. And we'll have other things that are happening now. The committees, co-governance committees, iwi, partnering government, local government, in control of private land. This is all part of it. So when you think of co-governance and Indigenous rights, the UNDRIP, UN Agenda 2030, and you see everything that's happening right now, this is all part of the one same thing. For this to all happen, there's multi-layers of disruption and chaos. And that has to be funded. And the elite get their funding through the ESG Ponzi scheme. So we're also talking about decolonization here, which targets Christianity and families, the disruption of families. All are intertwined. It's multi-layered. So everything, including the destruction of families, the serious disruption of the health system, the labour force, is all very subtle. And it's all about this whole development of socialist elitism. They want you to feel helpless and vulnerable. They want you to be feel that everything's coming at you, you don't know where to turn, and you believe the newspapers, that's all you've got because there's so much other stuff going on. And it's fear, chaos, fear, and control. It's all part of the game. So I actually call it the masked chaos, and that's what it is. But it's degrowth communism, because these countries around the world are talking about degrowth. So decolonize everything. And they mean traditions, your family, everything to shift, to transform to this so-called new normal. But this is just the boiled frog now. This started many years ago, but we're seeing it now in action. So changing your behaviour through ESG scores. Farmer wants a bank loan, he's got to comply to this, and this, which is to do with global socialist elite system, the flow of money. And that's what that's about. So if you go for a loan for your house, you must be able to tick those boxes. Or sooner or later, they're going to say, did you have meat 4 times this week? If you did, cross for you. Did you drive your car 4 times to work this week? Cross for you. Oh, did you take a hike and did you take a ride on your bike? Tick, tick, tick. You can have your loan. That's a control system. It's a Chinese social credit system. Rewards and punishments. Reward, you get your loan. Punishment, you don't get your loan. And it goes much further than that. And it's going to go even further. It's a bridge too far. Yes, it is a bridge too far. But they should never even have approached that bridge. Our government should never allow them one step on that bridge. But they have. And they haven't told you what they've been doing. That is every member of Parliament. Not just Labour. It's every one of them. They know what is happening. And they will go about electioneering campaign. We're going to do this, this, and this, and this. No. When I put my hand up to ask a question, they know me now by name. Hello, Carol. Ah, but you can sit there with your hand up for an hour and not answer my questions. Why? Perhaps it's because I know too much and I might expose you, because I will. At every chance I get, I will expose you. And I will keep on exposing you for what you are. How does it go? We know you're lying. You know, we know you are lying. But you keep damn well lying, don't you? Wake up, New Zealand.